Okay. This is a very, very special skill. Manikandan, can you also put this link in the group so that people can able to watch it out?
Oh, okay.
Great, great, great. Welcome, guys. Welcome to this day 35. We are in the end of fifth week. We've been doing it consistently for 34 days, and you guys are learning every single day a skill, and I'm super happy. And till yesterday, okay, the context was uh, I've been answering you some of your questions. Okay, I've been answering you some of your questions, and I've been answering some of the pain points which is related to the job. Okay, so today all the pain points have been answered till day. Okay. So today I have taken a topic called design for personalities. Okay. See, this is not going to be taught outside anywhere, to be very, very honest. And people who know this topic are very rare and they rarely come for public and teach about it. Okay. I mean, I will not tell I'm a PhD holder in this. I will tell I have applied it to a greater extent to see the results tangibly in my product design experience so far. Okay. So when you design a product, how do you make it likable for everybody? How do you make it universal? How do you make that as a what you call product which can able to stand out? So that is something a very big question which everybody has. Okay. So please switch on your camera, guys. That is a very big question everybody has, in fact. But we we as a designers have somewhat found out the elements. Somewhat we are designing, it's getting okay, not okay. All those things is fine. But to be very, very honest, if you have any kind of universality for that, no, it is not there. We have to really draw a line very carefully because we never know what people like, right? We can't really tell that. We really can't tell that, and it is very difficult to predict. And people who have this predicted thing, it's very rare to meet them. So in this skill booster session, okay, you are going to see something extraordinary, guys. See, guys, you have to take definitely notes and you will have to reiterate on this after this class. Very, very powerful subject which I'm going to teach you. Okay. This is not a this is not to be learned in one go. Maybe you will not get it immediately in this class also. Okay. But you will have to practice it consciously in the next times so that you will be able to master it over the time. Okay. If you can tell me, yes, yes, Jagdish, I can take notes, I understand. Type I am in, because this topic is very, very difficult to understand initially. Okay. It may seem very easy, but it is little tricky. Okay. So give me that commitment so that I can able. Okay, guys, please switch on your camera. I want everybody to switch on your camera and take a notes. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Come, come, come. Good, good, good. Excellent. One second, guys. One second. So I'm just pasting this link in the common group so that people can come. Just a second. Just a second. Just a second. 1 second. Let me also put it to the other people, whoever is. Yes, guys. Welcome. Yes, I've already put a link also. People who are able to. Yes, I'm sharing the screen as well. Okay. Look at this, guys. This is, see, so far we've been seeing topics which is related to the job. Okay. That is what people have been asking me, and I'm answering that things. So, like how to view the statistics in the project research phase, resume and portfolio, how to use tools for viewing stats of company, overcoming interview rejections, salary negotiation, reaching out to HR, common related to interview topics, right? This is something offbeat, guys. This is a skill which you need to definitely learn. Okay. And I'll tell you, it is mandatory. The reason being, in this world of so much of designers, people don't know how to differentiate themselves. People don't know how they can able to differentiate using their design formula. Okay. And that is a big reason they're also failing miserably. If you can see, all their portfolios looks very, 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 very common. Very, 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 very common portfolios, common traits. Why? Because you have not really understood and you have not differentiated yourself carefully. That is the reason. Okay. The moment when you're, sorry guys, 1 second. The moment when you are able to understand this very carefully, automatically your game as a designer goes in a different way. Okay. So that's the reason I'm teaching you this topic. Okay, Jagdish, what is this personalities about? Okay. See, in this entire world, particularly designers have a particular user persona in their mind, right? Before we start designing, we used to go and talk to particular people, and then we find out who's our target market, what's our target persona, and these things, right? But personality is something which is different. Even though your user persona is this group, that persona will have a lot of personalities, right? Some people will be, I will tell you about the type of personalities, you will get to it very easily, okay? First of all, I'll tell you the difference in the skill, okay? See, the skill is actually personality-based emotional design. It's not, it's not design just like intention of the user-centric, okay? It is based on the emotions what we have. There is a book written by Don Norman, which is called Emotional Design. In fact, a lot of things I've taken from that book as well, because that is the only book which I've seen so far, which is talking about these things. We like certain products, right? I mean, let's take one example. How many of you don't like Apple products? Guys, please switch on your camera. I need to see you. Then and only I can able to understand your body language, what you're trying to say. Please switch on your camera, guys. This is a very interesting topic, okay? Which is a very interesting skill. Please switch on your camera and tell me how many of you don't like Apple topics, Apple products. Tell me. Tell me who doesn't like. Everybody likes it, right? That means, so why we are liking that product? The reason being, apart from the user-centric design, apart from the color, material, finish, there is a big emotional connect which that product exerts with the people. Let's say if you take Mercedes-Benz car, okay, and you compare a normal car, typical car, like let's say any brand, I would say, okay. So the point is, there is a huge difference between the other brand and this, even though it has the same engine, even though it has the same, what you call, it's also carrying people from one end to the other end. So there are many factors attached to it. Like let's say the beautiful aesthetics, the functionality, the color, the material, the finish, the kind of luxury, the comfort, the ergonomics. So there are a lot of factors which is making us tell that this product is extremely high in each and every aspect. Even if you are disposing the product is still super. The product still has a higher level of resale value. Okay, even though it is crossing 5 years or even 7 years, the product is still looking good and beautiful and rugged and solid. People who have 10 years of Mercedes-Benz also still use the same quality, because that is the power of that brand, and they have built their brand with that level. So everything matters when it comes to the final customer experience. Okay, it's not like only 1 month it works and after that it goes away. No, it is beyond what we think. So what Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Apple, all these people have really tried to do is they have tried to understand the different personalities, what their buyer is, what their personalities are, and then they will try to map their parameters. Okay, they'll try to map their parameters and they are playing around that. Okay, I will just give you a gist of it. Wait. So first of all, why it is important? Guys, you need to understand this factor first. Okay, design that aligns with the personality types makes the products feel personal and intuitive. In fact, this is very important. Just a second, guys. Okay, so it enhances user engagement and improves the brand loyalty. I already told you. Okay, so people get emotionally attached to a product, and that builds a very long-term connection. See, have you seen people who buy Apple? They buy again and again and again same product. See, initially I bought iPhone, okay. After that I bought Mac. After that I bought iPad. So the thing is, again I got one more Mac. So I can see this quality is not available in any other laptops, because I'm also using other Windows laptop in my office, in my personal. My mom has this Windows laptop, and the point is, I can able to clearly differentiate very easily in terms of workflow. My productivity is getting super fast if I'm able to work here. 1 hour of work I can able to complete in 30 minutes, because all the interface, the way in which I open the folder, the arrangement of the folder, everything is so damn different here, and it's so functional. Whatever I need intuitively, it's available. But in Windows, when you have to do a lot of searches to find it out, the workflow is very different there. Okay, so I'm taking one example, but it could be attenuated for all the product. Okay, so you need to understand this, and also universal appeal. Personality driven design breaks cultural boundaries, enhancing global market. So that is the important we are learning this, guys. See, this is applicable for all the industries, guys. Tech industries, e-commerce. If you take holistic product design for this, UI UX design in that matter, it's all available very commonly for you. Okay, So now let's go for the second one. Why the skill is very important? See, I already told you. It improves the user-centric design, ensures the user feel that it's understood and engaged, and it improves the conversion rate. This is the most important factor. The reason being, the end of the day, why we are doing this product? Can somebody tell me why are we creating more appealing product, more beautifully aesthetic product, this, that, and all? I'm asking everybody, guys. Okay, guys, please switch on your camera. See, this class is going to be more fun when you just interact with me live. Okay, and I'm also going to see the live chat as well. Whoever is going to chat. Okay, chat. Okay, fine, good. So tell me, guys, type out in the chat. Type out in the chat. I want everybody to type out in the chat. Come on. What do you think makes somebody really buy the product? Okay. Ultimately, why are we selling the products? Give me one word. I mean, you don't have to type sentences. Just give me one word. Okay. See, ultimately, why we are bringing the product to the market is to convert and sell it to them, right? Nothing is happening without conversion. This is a very, very important word. If you're not understanding that, please go and understand it from right now. Okay. Your entire business is driven based on this. If you want to get high promotions, if you want to get a high paying design job, work on this one word. The more you are able to convert your customers into, I mean, your leads into customers, or maybe your users into paying customers, that is how your business is going to grow. Very simple. Unless until you're working in some NGO, there also conversion matters. Okay. That is also driven based on customer base, even if you're working for an NGO. So all it matters is how you are able to convert those people into your paying customers, into your products usage, into your ecosystem. Let's say if you're building an e-commerce, how are you bringing the people inside them? Okay. So emotional connections drive higher retentions and conversion, builds differentiation. It creates a user experience which is memorable, experienced. Okay. That is the importance of it. What are the common mistakes to avoid? See, guys, before going into the topic, I wanted to tell you all these things because people really think that this kind of a topic is not important. They assume it's a uniform for everybody. User reaction, one size fits for all. Let's do it. That's not going to work ever. Neglecting the cultural context. See, this is a very, very important thing. When you're talking about emotion, you'll have to understand we are all sitting in one culture. You cannot say, hey, I'm not a communist, I'm not a socialist, I'm not from this region, that region. I mean, I value everything neutrally. Yeah, you can tell like what you call a Buddha, or maybe you can tell like a this guy, like what do you call it? You can tell like a, how do I put this exactly? You can tell like a Jnani, but the end of the day, if you truly ask me, everybody is coming from a culture. Okay. Definitely it will have an impact on your design. It will have an impact on how you talk to people, how you understand their problem statement, how you solve it. The same problem when I give to a person in India and I give to the person in the America, and when I give a person in the middle of the sea, like in the island he is living, the way in which you think and design will be very, very different. The guy who's sitting in the island, he will think very differently. That he will think about, okay, how this product can be self-sustained even without many touch points of the component, because he is staying in the island, right? Nobody is going to come and help him out. Okay, it's only few people are living in that island, and they are self-sustained. When it comes to food, when it comes to infrastructure, when it comes to architecture and anything, their thinking will be around that particular ecosystem, what they can do best. If you ask the same guy who is living in the cold country to solve the same problem, he will think about more of temperature. He will think about more of cold. So what does this mean? Same problem only. But your culture, your environment, your surrounding is very, very dependent on the decisions what you make as a designer. That is why each and every designer are so unique. That is why we bring a very unique creative potential when we are given a problem statement. So, okay, why Jagdish it is important to learn? See, guys, first of all, it is very important for you to get aware of this. Could you write about what culture you're coming from? What is your traits? Write down your 3 traits. I'll also write myself. Okay. I'll also write down my traits, what I'm made up of. Okay. Ultimately, if I'm talking, then I'll have to write about myself, right? I'll just type out my my cultural traits. Okay. Go and you go to the chat box and write it down, guys. Okay. I want everybody to write it down. What is your cultural trait? See, my cultural trait is honesty. Like, I believe that is one of the cultural trait which I've been born and brought up for. Okay. The second is Serving relentlessly. That's the one thing which my culture has really taught me on. Third, like flashy. I can see in my culture, in my way of born and brought up, people around me are like flashy. They want to flash some things. Okay, so that's been there. Even the choice of color of our dress, even the choice of color of our house, even the color we buy the car. So we used to always bring it in a more flashing way. Okay, that's the culture, to be very honest. Okay, maybe I can say I have become a minimal guy. I choose only subtle colors. I choose only grays and blacks and whites. I mean, I don't choose. Yeah, maybe that could have been changed over the time, but ultimately your culture is culture. You've been driven from that. Okay, many people have still not gotten rid of this. We are not, I'm telling you, we are not gyanis or some kind of a gurus. We have evolved as a very super spiritual beings. No, unless until you do that, you won't be able to detach from your culture very easily. Okay, so everybody has some nature. Guys, I want everybody to type out in the chat. Generous, integrity, kindness, honesty, serving, society, generosity, super Manigandan. Excellent, 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 excellent. Manigandan, solving their problem. Okay, earlier you typed. Good. What about Hasnain? What about Haider? What about Punish? What about Srinivas? Guys, I want everybody to type out. It's not very easy question what I'm asking. Respectful, discipline, helpful, humble, kindness, helpful. See, Hasnain is from a different country. Hasnain is from a different religion. Look at his answer. Humble. I mean, I've seen people because in my place where I'm staying, next to that area is a Muslim quarters. Okay, a lot of Muslim people are there. Every time, like we used to hear the namaz, the sound when they do it. I mean, I can see one of the person who is working in our house. He's actually a Muslim person. He used to take care of our electrical works and all. Whatever we have electrical problem, we used to call that guy. So this guy is like so humble, very, very humble. I mean, I'm not saying everybody is like that, but to my experience, what I'm saying, that culture is actually giving you a religious book, like let's say Quran. Okay, the way in which they do the prayers, like every day, 3 to 4 times. I mean, consciously they won't do anything harm for the others. That's the reason I can see the humble. So many culture has that impact, right? The way in which the religious scriptures are there, the way in which they're born and brought up, the housing what you live, the culture what you stay, the climate what you have. So everybody is very, 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 very unique. See, 5 times they do the mass, right? So many culture, they have this church, temple. In my culture also, we have the temple. So everybody has a different things to follow. That is no problem. But the point is, I'm telling you, we are all made up of that. We can't say we can get rid of all these things. You mean you cannot do that, ideally speaking. Even if you're a 50, 60 years old guy as a designer, you have to understand this. See, 2, 3 weeks before, we brought a person called Ravi. Okay. He has taught a very important topic for all of us, which is called bringing back design. People who have participated in that are so lucky because what we did is we went 100 years back. It's quite some time back. I think it's 2 months before or something. Okay. So he has taught to take one of the cultural craft which we have, okay, which is called indigenous craft or whatever we have, okay. For people from the Pakistan, they took their crafts. We took Punjabi craft and we took some of the Karachi and other different craft. And what we did is we tried to understand why these people have built this product, this craft. How are they practicing it? What are the values they had? What are the design philosophies these people had? And we tried to understand everything is very similar to what we're doing now. It's not different. So what does this mean? I mean, we were discussing, me and Ravi were discussing 2 days before also. It is exactly same what people have exerted before and now what they're doing. So it very clearly tells that we are all not different. We cannot create some new magic today. We are all made up of that. Unless until you consciously put effort and try to change something very unique and different, you are not going to be different. You will only be different only when you make a conscious choices. Okay, so whenever some kind of a website design or mobile app design or any product design has been given to you, think about it. Think about what is your personality, what is your trait, what are you really made up of? Okay, what are you really made up of? And what is actually going to happen when you think about that? Okay, because that is going to predominantly make your domination thought. Okay, I wanted you to do one thing, guys. Please copy your comments, generous integrity, and put it in the YouTube live. People are going to watch this in the YouTube live later. No, I mean, what happens is when they are watching YouTube live, these comments will come in the live so that they'll feel okay. They will also feel engaged and they will also type out. Okay, because ultimately you will have to understand what is the culture, what you're made up of. If you're not, then ultimately it will not reflect much in your design. You will be just making some designs randomly. Okay, there is no correlation between you. So neglecting the cultural context, overemphasizing on aesthetics. People only talk about, hey, let me build this website in this color. Hey, let me build this website with this kind of a flashy graphics and a gradient. No, let's not talk about much of that. Let's talk about understanding the culture and why it is important. That is why it is very, very, very vital to do it, guys. Okay. See, guys, very, very important thing now. Okay, Jagdish, you said culture is important. You said understanding our personality comes from this culture. How to do it? How to master this skill? Now only we are coming to the core part of this thing, guys. The reason why I'm taking a lot of time is if you're not being understood, if I'm not pre-framing it properly, if I'm not telling you the context properly, whatever I'm going to talk now, it's going to go above your head. People have joined you, bad luck. You will not understand anything now. Okay. First of all, if you wanted to really master this game, you will have to identify the different personality of the user. How do you differentiate the personality, Jagdish? You have to do it. There is a test called 16 personality test. Okay. You can give it to your users. You can give it to 4 or 5 of your users and try to understand their personality trait. Okay. First, you do it. How many of you don't know the 16 personality test? I think Punish, can you paste the link in the chat box? Punish and a lot of our other students who in the earlier batch have did that. Okay. So new people may not be doing this. Okay. So everybody is driven by the personality. First, you understand your personality before asking your customers. Okay. So what are the different personalities available, Jagdish? There are extrovert personalities available. There are agreeableness personalities available. There are conscientiousness personalities available. There are emotional stability personalities available and openness to experience. Okay. These are all the 5 traits which we hardly have. Jagdish, what is this? See, extrovert is actually outgoing. The people who are more interactive, socially, they are like I'm like an extrovert person. Okay. So that is my trait. That is my nature. Agreeableness. They are more cooperative. They always value this, what you call their users more clearly. They are empathetic towards their messaging. They are more agreeable in nature. They are more like, okay, let me do it. Okay, let me understand. Okay, let me accept. Have you seen these kind of personalities do exist in your vicinity also? Conscientiousness. They are organized. They are more structured. They are like more straightforward. They like things to be seen in a more organized way. So people who are looking for a little perfection and all those things, right? They are like that. Emotional stability. Calm users benefit from minimalistic, low stress design. Okay. Mostly the European guys are like this. I don't know. Indian people are also becoming like this. But the thing is, this trait is already there in us. Okay. Don't think only we are made up of only one. See, guys, 5 things are there in us, but one thing will be predominantly available for us. Very simple. Okay. To a certain extent, we'll be agreeable. To a certain extent, we'll be emotional. But to a maximum extent, some people will be extrovert. Okay. And the other personality is openness to experience. Creative users enjoy unique layout and exploratory navigation. So this is the different 5 types of personalities available with people. Okay. So what are the design archetypes for each personality? Okay. Now we have understood the personality traits. How do we now go and design for these people? Very, very important, guys. How do you design for those people? Like, let's say if you're picking 100 users, okay, 50% of your users are more of, like, let's say minimal users. Very, very minimal. They prefer this minimal choices. And you're trying to take this as a 80% data, 20% assumption you're going, because ideally you can't do with thousands of users this kind of a personality test. You can do it, but if you're building a world-class product, if you're building a worth of product which is like crores of rupees, then you can spend little money for doing this research. Okay, minimalist. If you're designing for that, you will have to make sure the design should be very minimal. Simple. The where is directly available, you can able to design that. People who are little, what you call, there are explorers, okay, who enjoy this creative, open to experience. For them, you will have to build the layouts and design and graphics in a way it should show that it is an exploratory nature. Maybe you can choose a color of, like, let's say dark blue, or maybe you can choose color of like pink, like let's say pink. You can choose a color of light red colors. So these are all shows expressions, exploration in nature. And similarly, you can use typeface also accordingly. You can use this what you call typeface, like what is that? There is a good typeface like exploratory nature. I forgot the name, but more ornamental typefaces can be put in that way, more exploratory nature.